What's wrong?
I saw the start of the stream.
Saw what?
Welcome back. Zero escape versus last reward. The explosion.
Explosion?
I think there's a bomb somewhere in this building. Not sure, but it sounded like it was on a timer. You and I were trying to stop it, but we couldn't do anything, and...
Whoa! Sigma! Calm down! What are you talking about? What is it now?
My head.
It hurts?
Yeah.
You know, you said it hurt when you first woke up in the AB room, too.
It didn't just hurt. It felt like it was going to explode.
Are you alright?
I think so.
Maybe you should rest a little.
Yeah, maybe I could just lay my head on your lap.
Of course. I shouldn't have worried.
Fine, I spent the rest of the time until the door opened in silence. The AB game was forgotten as I tried to make sense of what I'd seen. Had it been real in any way? Was it all just a hallucination brought on by stress, or maybe some strange drug they dosed me with while I was out? It seemed real, though. Was it a premonition? Had to stifle a bark of laughter at the thought. Seeing the future? This wasn't some crappy sci-fi novel. This was real life. Things like that didn't happen. I was just tired. The stress of the Noter game was probably getting to me more than Phi thought. I was tired, and I was emotional. The hallucination was strange, but really, it was perfectly understandable. But what if I wasn't losing it? What if I was fine? What if it hadn't been a hallucination? Sat there for what felt like hours, my mind running in circles.
Five minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
What the hell was that?
What? Do you need a translator? If you don't vote fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally. Make sense? Or do I need to use smaller words?
So if you plan to pick ally, then you don't even really need to go into the AB room.
I guess not. We're already in here, though. So we might as well figure out what we're gonna do. What's it gonna be, Sigma? Ally? Or betray?
Are you even asking? Made it pretty clear that we should choose betray.
Well, I didn't say should. I just said we didn't really have a choice.
That's the same thing.
It's completely different. The former is an active opinion. The latter is just passive information.
Whatever. You still want to betray, right?
Yeah.
Why did you ask me? So we never really finished our conversation from earlier. You said that we'd be screwed if our BP dropped to 1. What did you mean by that? Something going to happen if our BP gets to 0 or something?
We die.
What?
If our BP drops to 0, we die. The needles in our bracelets activate.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, how the hell do you know that? Zero never said anything about it.
I don't know. I swear, I don't. I know somehow. There's just this feeling I've got. Like, that's what'll happen.
Oh, come on. That again? You fed me the same line when I asked you why you knew my name. How can you know all these things when there's no way on Earth... Wait, did you see it?
What?
Did you have some sort of, I don't know, premonition?
What? What the hell are you talking about? You sounded like a crazy person the first time, too.
Then you haven't.
Seriously, Sigma, are you okay? I think there's something wrong with you.
This was wrong. Phi was supposed to be acting strange, not me. Instead, here she was asking if I was okay. But what if it wasn't just her? What if I was losing it too? I groaned. My head felt awful. It's like someone had thrown my brain in a food processor and hit puree.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Hey, it's almost time. What are you gonna pick? If you aren't going to do it, then
No, I'm fine. I'll do it.
You're gonna choose betray, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Alright, take it away.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
I stood in front of the selection screen and took a deep breath. This is it. Ran over my options one last time. There was only one possible choice. Poor life choices! It's okay, we have to do this at some point.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
As Phi and I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running towards the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer.
What the hell were you thinking? Did you hear anything I said?
Yeah, I was, and yeah, I did.
Then?
Well, I want to believe in Alice. Sigma, you probably shouldn't, but...
It's not really a rational decision.
Look, it's for the timeline. I know.
Yo, what's up? Siggy! But no! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
Let's go. We'll find out if you made the right choice.
All right.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally, let's get ready to rock! Ambidex game! Round 1! The results!
If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Well, that's interesting. Dio's group picked Ally for once. And of course, Alice betrayed us because, I mean, what were you expecting?
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Hey, Alice, what the hell is this?
Excuse me? I just made the most rational choice. The best way to minimize risk and maximize reward in this situation is to choose betray. Anyone who thinks otherwise is, well, an idiot.
Why? Why did you do it?
I could ask you the same question. Why did you do something as stupid as choose ally?
Why? Haven't you heard of the prisoner's dilemma? Best solution is for all of us to choose Ally.
Oh, really? All of us, huh? Kay and Clover chose betray too, you know. Yes. I know about the prisoner's dilemma, but everyone picking ally isn't a reasonable outcome. Just look at the results for this round. What do they tell you? You're a pretty tender-hearted guy to trust somebody you just met. Well, maybe tender-headed would be a little more appropriate in this case.
What?
Oh, was that upsetting? My apologies. I'm only trying to warn you.
Alice is right. You made a stupid choice, and thanks to you, our BP is down to 1 now.
God damn it. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons why, and particularly because, like, this is the first route that I went down when I was first playing this game. Allies can definitely rub you the wrong way. Because, you know, if you vote ally and, you know, she betrays you, then she's all like, well, that's the obvious choice. Anybody would have done this. But then, like, all the other routes where she picks ally and gets betrayed in the first round. And she's all indignant up in your face, like, how could you do this to me? And it's just like, hypocrite much? My hands had balled themselves into fists, but my throat was tight and my eyes stung. Why? Why had she done it? Quark, Dio, and Luna's group, on the other hand, seemed calm, almost happy.
Thank you. I'm so happy you chose ally.
No problem.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Dio wanted to pick betray.
There it is.
What?
Hey!
Mr. Dio told me to pick betray so that we could get 3 points. He said we could escape together. If we betrayed you, then we'd have 6 BP. And then, if we betrayed someone in the next round, we'd have 9.
Oh, Dio, is this true?
No, that's not what happened at all.
I totally believe that that's exactly what happened.
Kidding! I lied. That was a joke. Mr. Dio would never do something like that.
No, he would.
It was a joke?
Yeah. Man, you really had me going there.
You sound 100% confident.
I really surprised you, huh?
So you really were planning to choose ally all along? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't worry about it. We only did what anybody else would do.
Well, clearly it's not what everybody else would do.
Right, Mr. Dio?
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. Guess I just haven't had enough time to earn your trust, huh?
I suppose you could say that. I just didn't really expect you to be so nice about it.
Looked like there had been some sort of argument between K, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Although whatever it was seemed to have resolved itself amicably.
0, when does the next round start?
0, when does the next skip start? You
If
die.
I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be Tenmyoji. Or Siggy. Oh, or maybe Fido. Or maybe everyone. Oh.
Look, that only happens in one ending. Okay, maybe like kind of 2, but
What?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized. Just
I see. Phi, Sigma, and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
welp. Did change. I'm yellow now.
So am I.
Me too. It looks like the color wasn't the only thing that changed.
What do you mean?
Well, it looks like our groups have changed too. I was a solo last round, but now it says pair.
Wait, really? Mine still says solo.
It looks like Luna and I both changed, although I've gone from solo to pair.
I'm the opposite. Mine went from pair to solo.
No change here. Still a pair. I guess this must be magenta. Are you two magenta too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Quark, Clover, and I are cyan.
I think Mr. K and I are pairs. And Miss Clover is a solo?
Looks like it.
When did they change?
When did they change?
back when the AP gates closed. As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too. And of course, it's totally random. No rules or anything. Now, with all of that explained, I must bid you adieu.
Goodbye, 0 the Third. You won't be missed. Blah blah blah. Getting abducted. Why is this happening to me? I've made my mistakes. I don't know if there's gonna be anything new here or not. I guess we'll find out. I think we were able to skip by pretty much all of this stuff last time. We'll see who's here.
Oh, hey Sigma.
Might be different, actually. Yeah,
Can
so
I
it
get you a
is.
seat?
You some kind of waitress?
What do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want? I just came here to check up on you guys. So, this is the lounge, huh? A bar, a sofa, and 3 ladies. I feel like I'm in the VIP room.
Can I get you a drink?
You better not be underage.
I turned 21 just the other day.
I see. Well, I guess we could probably have a drink or two then. Fortunately, as much fun as that sounds like, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
This isn't really a good time to be getting wasted.
Really? It seems like this sort of thing is exactly what makes people want to drink in the first place.
You got a point.
Sigma?
I'm just kidding. Besides, I've got a headache. Drinking is probably not the best plan.
It hasn't gone away yet?
Well, it was fine for a while, but now I guess the bastard's back.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm sure if I just leave it alone, it'll go away in a bit. That's how it went before, anyway. Has this been happening to anyone else?
What? The headaches?
Uh-huh.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I did get one a bit ago. I feel fine now, though.
What about you, Luna?
You know, I think I did have a bit of a headache earlier. Not me. No headaches here. Well,
Well, what?
it's hard to explain. I just feel kind of weird. Your head feels weird? No, my body feels weird. Like my whole body.
Do you feel kind of numb? I think I've got the same thing. Kind of like when you fall asleep on top of one of your arms. And when you wake up, that arm kind of feels like it's not really yours anymore. It's not just my arm, though. My whole body feels kind of numb and foreign.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of like that, but...
Oh, if that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I know what you mean.
Really?
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that?
Yeah, exactly.
maybe it's because of the anesthetic gas.
The what now?
It might have looked like white smoke. The stuff they used when they abducted you.
Oh, yeah, right.
It seems like we were unconscious for a long time, so it must have been pretty powerful stuff.
I think this might be some kind of side effect.
Well, it could be a side effect, or it could be that it just hasn't worn off completely yet.
Whatever. That's not important. Right now we need to figure out how to get out of here.
Alright, I'll go have a look somewhere else then. You guys gonna stick around here?
Yeah. Haven't really taken a good look at everything yet.
Okay. Catch you later then. Waved goodbye and headed toward the exit. So I can reveal what this is without letting the cat out of the bag, because we know everyone's infected with Radical 6. It's Radical 6. Like early onset symptoms. Partially due to it in the environment. So, this is the infirmary, huh?
Oh, Sigma.
Alice.
What's up with your face? You look like you just saw a roach.
In fact, I'm still looking at one.
Are you still angry?
Of course. Teetering on the brink of the abyss thanks to you.
I didn't have a choice. I'm just trying to get out of here like we all are.
That's enough to justify screwing someone else over?
That's not what I meant, and you know it. If I'd known for sure that you were going to choose ally, then I would have chosen ally too.
Easy for you to say that now.
What? Am I such a horrible person for wanting to get out of here? I have to get out of here. There's so many things I still want to do.
Like what?
Well, let's see. I want to wear lots of gorgeous clothes. I want to eat tons of delicious food and fall in love.
What an idiot.
Excuse me?
And I was going to take your side, but after that load of horse shit, you're on your own.
Ugh.
I'm with Tenmyoji on this one.
I'm frustrated, but there really is something important I have to do.
Which is?
Avenge my father's murder. That's what I have to do.
What happened to him? Could you elaborate on that?
No, I couldn't. This isn't the kind of thing I should be telling people I don't even know.
Fine. Just tell me one thing. Does your father's murder have anything to do with us being trapped here?
I have no idea. As to why you're here, your guess is as good as mine. But it's possible that his death is connected to my abduction.
Meaning?
I was on their trail. I was tracking down the people who killed him.
How close were you?
I can't say, but it's possible that I was getting close enough that they decided something had to be done with me.
Are you a detective?
Well, I wouldn't really say I'm a detective. Not a bad guess, though. Why are you guys looking at me like that?
Well, I mean, you don't really have the detective look.
I didn't say I was a detective.
Then what are you?
No.
CIA? Fine, well, whatever you are, you don't look like one.
That's fine. In my line of work, the less I look like what I am, the better. Better I keep him guessing.
Hey, what's the deal with you and Clover?
What's she got to do with anything?
Well, you know each other, right? I was thinking maybe you were related or worked together or something.
No. She has nothing to do with my work. She's just a friend that I met somewhere.
Where's somewhere?
In the middle of a desert.
A desert?
Yes.
And we know she's actually telling the truth about that.
But that's an awfully long story. Wait, hold on. Why am I the only person getting the 3rd degree? That doesn't seem fair to me. How about you guys give up a little personal information, too? We'll start with you, Tenmyoji. Who are you?
Just a garbage collector.
Any ties to Zero?
None.
What's your relationship with Quark? You two know each other, right?
Do I have to answer that?
Well, if you really don't want to, it's not like I can force you.
No. And I apologize, but I don't have anything to say about that subject. I mean, it's not like you told us everything either.
I see. Very well, then. Dio, it's your turn. What's your profession?
Well, you're probably gonna think I'm full of shit, but I'm a circus ringleader.
Well, you're dressed for that part, at least. Which is more than I can say for Alice. Ringleader.
You're kidding.
Nope. I'm the real deal. I lead a company of about 50 people. We travel all over the world. It was my grandfather's grandfather who founded it, but my father died at a young age. I'm a 5th generation ringleader. My old man was a trapeze artist. He tried to do this quadruple flip and missed. Well, I guess he wasn't really young. He was about 40. Still, he was pretty reckless for a guy that age. Always talking about how he couldn't let the kids show him up. Guess he just took it too far.
I see. You lost your father too, then.
Yeah. Shit. Guess I got a little sappy there. Anyway, point is, I don't have any damn idea how I'm connected to Zero.
So we know that basically this entire backstory is made up.
I got grabbed on the last night of one of our tour stops. I'd gone out to a couple bars and gotten shit-faced. On my way back to the caravan, this black van pulls up. Somebody grabs me and throws me inside. Before I can even get a look at them, they hit me with that gas and I'm out like a light. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the AB room. Anyway, enough about me. You still haven't heard your story, Sigma. Who are you?
you guys the first time we met. Don't you remember? I was on my way home from school, and when I got in my car, this white gas started pouring out of everywhere.
Are you some kind of doctor?
Huh? No, I'm still working on my degree. Shooting for a PhD, but I'm not quite there yet.
I guess you've been working on that for quite a while, huh?
Yeah, I guess I have.
Can you think of anything that might connect you to any of this?
Believe me, I've thought about it, but I just keep drawing a blank.
What about Zero?
No idea.
Do any of the people here look familiar to you?
Nope. You're all strangers. Well, I guess I can't really say for sure about K since I haven't seen his face, but I suppose it's possibly someone I know.
Just who is he anyway?
Till that amnesia clears up, I don't think we've got any way of knowing.
Oh, come on. You know he's full of shit.
You still don't believe him?
Of course not.
Okay, well, K is a bit of a mystery, but what about some of the others? Clover, for instance. What does she do?
I think she's a student. At night, she's a waitress or a bartender or something.
What about Quark? Well, I guess he probably doesn't really have a job, huh? He's still in elementary school, right? Why's that funny?
It's nothing. Just forget about it. Yeah, you're right. Boy his age would be in elementary school.
You really don't know much, do you? About Quark, I mean.
Well, if it makes you feel better, sure.
Well, I know a little about Luna. I got her talking when we were in the infirmary. She says she's got some sort of medical license or something.
She's a nurse?
It could mean she's a doctor.
I don't know. She didn't say. Just going by how she looks, though, I'd guess nurse.
That leaves us with Phi. She's the most mysterious to me. What does a girl like that do?
You've been around her the most, Sigma. She told you anything?
Look, I just don't know, alright? It's just kind of there. Like, I looked at you, and some part of my brain just said, that's Sigma.
No, nothing in particular.
You sure?
Yeah. She's a real mystery, alright. I honestly know about as much as any of you do. So, basically nothing. Hadn't really realized it until I said it. Spent hours with Phi, and yet I knew nothing about her except her name. I only had her word that even that was the truth. Who was she, really? The more I thought about it, the more suspicious she seemed. A fake detective, a waitress, garbage collector, an elementary school kid, a nurse, and a circus ringleader. Plus 2 total mysteries. What do we all have in common?
They all walk.
I don't think Zero would just grab a bunch of people randomly.
There's no point to talking about this. We should just focus on getting out of here.
I agree.
I'm gonna go check on the others then.
Where do you plan on going?
Options. I think I'll head to the crew quarters.
I see. Right. Later, bro.
So many options of one.
Well, it's because I exhausted the other 2.
I know. It's still funny to say. Also, hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I was getting gas in my car. 120 miles a day. Sucks.
Yeah, imagine you have to fill up pretty often.
Oh, Sigma. Perfect timing.
You were in the crew quarters before, weren't you?
Sure was. Phi, Alice, and I went through all the rooms.
Did you find anything suspicious?
Like a secret door or something?
If I had, you really think I wouldn't have told you?
Anything else out of the ordinary, perhaps?
Out of the ordinary.
What's this book?
Oh, that's a book of a meowed cats.
A meowed?
Oh, sorry. It's just a thing that's happened to me ever since I was a kid. Whenever I start talking about cats, I start talking like one. Doesn't really mean anything, though.
Cats don't.
Okay.
Cats don't talk. They go meow.
Clearly, you haven't played Monster Hunter.
Clearly.
You know what the best part is? the palicos in Monster Hunter make a ton of cat puns.
So what's the cat?
And soon they'll make a ton of natural noises. Or nothing.
No, now we just get to hear them voice the cat puns. Also, K reaction face.
K reaction face.gif.
Vertical pipe. Oh, there's this quantum physics thought experiment called Schrodinger's cat. Spoke, talks, meowed it. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I've heard about that.
That one's like an actual departure from the word. It's like a different consonant sound entirely.
A cat is put in a box with a device that has a random chance to release a poison which will kill the cat. That means the cat is both alive and dead until someone opens the box. Something like that, right? What?
Meowby? I don't really know anything. I meowed it. Just telling you what Fly told me.
So it probably isn't gonna give us any hints then.
Quark, you're doing it too.
You are K in this scenario.
I am definitely K in this scenario, and you are definitely Sigma. Only you do it on purpose.
Well, what about you guys?
What do you mean?
You checked out the lounge with Clover and Tenmyoji, and Quark was in the infirmary with Dio and Luna. Anything suspicious there?
Well, this whole facility is pretty suspicious, but I suppose that's not what you meant.
Say suspicious one more time. I dare you.
Well, the puzzles in the lounge were lunar eclipse themed.
Do they speak English in suspicious?
I think so.
Yes. Apparently, there's supposed to be a lunar eclipse on December 31st, 2028. All the puzzles were related to that somehow.
Isn't that New Year's Eve?
I suppose it is. Well, I can't say I know what year or even what day it is, but Clover was saying something to that effect.
The 31st, huh? Been knocked out and at dawn on the 25th, so the 31st would be 6 days after that. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. What did it have to do with any of this? Try as I might, I couldn't think of any way an eclipse could be connected to our abductions.
What about the infirmary, Quark? Did you find anything there?
Yeah, we did find something. Just one thing though.
What was it?
Dio and Luna didn't tell you? Okay, I got it right here. Just a second.
Radical 6. This is all the same as it was. Is this for real?
It seems a little hard to believe.
Yes, Ryuji. It really is some kind of pandemic, though. That sounds like a pretty big deal.
Yes, it does.
There hasn't been anything on the news, though. This is the first time I've even heard the term Radical 6. Well, yes and no. Is that true, though? Is that really the first time I'd heard it? Could shake the feeling that I'd heard Radical 6 somewhere before. But where? And why?
If it is true,
This is radical, man.
be happening to the world
It's totally,
outside.
totally radical.
Is there a pandemic raging on the other side of these walls?
You guys! Hurry! You need to come with me!
Has something happened?
Yes! I mean, sort of. I mean, we found something.
What did you find?
It's horrible. It's really scary.
Horrible.
Oh, never mind. Just shut up and follow me. You'll understand when you see it.
Where is it?
It's right over here in the next room. Just follow me.
Clover was first into the room, followed quickly by me, Kay, and Quark. She said nothing, just pointed under the bed. The three of us crouched down and followed her finger. There it was. What the hell is this?
I think it's a bomb.
Wait a minute. I've read a novel about this. I think it's called Angels and Demons. But bomb? No way.
So, thank you, Sigma. Goodbye.
Of course. So, we're only like 15 some hours in. Yep, about 15 hours in. There it is. It's a bomb. It's real. Then it hadn't been a hallucination. Had it actually been a premonition?
We need to tell everybody.
No, it's all right. Luna's out rounding them up. They should be here in just a few seconds.
Right on cue.
See?
Where is it? Where's this bomb?
No sooner had she spoken the words than the rest of our fellow captives appeared. Luna pushed through them and pointed at the bomb.
There. You see?
For several long moments, we just stared in silence. Slowly, we began to eye one another. Old suspicions suddenly reawakened. It was Vi who finally broke the silence.
Doesn't look like it has a timed detonator. There must be a remote somewhere.
You're right. It'll probably use an active button or a switch of some sort. Not if we can get it. We should be safe as long as we don't press the button.
Who was the first person to find this?
Me. And Luna. We found it while we were searching this room.
Thought you and Luna were in the lounge.
Well, yeah. We looked all over, but we couldn't find anything there. So we gave up on the lounge and came here.
I can confirm that. I wanted to look around the lounge some more, so I stayed back. You guys must have found it when you got here then?
Yes.
How did you know it was a bomb?
Well, I mean, I could tell just by looking at it.
Why?
Well, during my train...
Clover.
During my train. Clover's eyes widened and she clapped her hands over her mouth.
Anyway, this is definitely a bomb.
Speaking of suspicious.
I guarantee it.
How do you know?
I just do, okay?
You sounded pretty sure about the switch, too. How do you know all this?
Let's just say it's an occupational hazard.
What kind of occupation do you have?
Viking?
I can't tell you that.
Spare me the bullshit. This isn't time for keeping secrets.
Please. Just trust me. Look, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm sure that's a bomb. And it's not just any kind of bomb. It's an antimatter bomb.
Antimatter?
What?
Wait, you mean a bomb that uses annihilation energy?
Oh, you know what that is? Anyway, yes, you're right.
What's Hill Nation?
Well, you see, it's this place where Annie Hill lives.
I would have thought you'd know.
Huh?
Well, you see, when, you know, matter and antimatter love each other very much.
Why?
Boom.
Well, your name is Quark. You do know what that means, right?
Yeah. Grandpa told me about it. He said it's an elementary particle, one of the smallest bits of matter, but I don't really know anything else.
I see. Can you explain it to him, Tenmyoji?
Me?
Well, you know him best. I thought you could explain it best.
Let me think. I don't know. It's hard to think of a way to explain it in simple terms.
You want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Vi nodded and turned to Quark.
Okay. To begin with, we usually refer to bits of matter as particles, but there are also these things called antiparticles. For example, an electron is a particle with a negative charge. It has a sort of opposite, which is the antiparticle called the positron. So, protons have antiprotons, and neutrons have antineutrons.
I might have skipped. That was like a really long line.
antimatter is a general term that covers all the antiparticles. The thing that's interesting about antimatter is that because it's the opposite of normal matter, when they collide, they both sort of cancel each other out. When they cancel each other out, though, it releases a whole bunch of energy.
It's actually the most efficient release of energy in the universe.
That process is called annihilation.
100% efficiency on mass to energy conversion.
The only thing that surpasses it is when you really need to use the toilet.
So, an antimatter bomb is
And you
a
get
bomb
there
that
in
uses
time.
annihilation energy.
He's not saying anything.
Sorry, I don't really get it.
Oh. Alright, how about this? You've got men and women, right? They're kind of like complete opposites. What happens when you put them together? Well, if there were, quantum men and women, then when you put them together, they disappear. Because their opposite elements cancel each other out. Like when a plus cancels out a minus, you get 0. That's annihilation. But when you get annihilation, you also get...
I know! A baby!
Exactly. In this case, the baby you get is the energy from the annihilation. It's not a real baby, of course, but like a baby, it's got all sorts of potential to do amazing things.
That's kind of a strange explanation.
You followed it though, right?
Yeah!
Yeah, but that thing under the bed isn't going to be making a baby. Just how big of an explosion are we gonna get here?
It's pretty simple, actually. Just use Einstein's E equals mc squared. The mass loss during annihilation will be converted to energy, so...
So you would take the total mass of matter and antimatter and multiply it by the speed of light squared. That should get you the amount of energy.
For example, let's say that it has 350 milligrams of antimatter. That would mean there would also be 350 milligrams of matter, right?
So you'd have 700 milligrams total.
Yes. That means annihilation would produce roughly 63 trillion joules.
63 trillion joules?
That's about as much energy as the Hiroshima bomb.
What the? You've got to be kidding me. But there's only 350 milligrams of stuff in there.
700.
Well, technically it's 700 milligrams since you have the matter and the antimatter.
That's not the point. We're talking about something that weighs less than a gram being equal to a bomb that weighed like 10,000 pounds.
And that, illustrates the difference in efficiency.
Don't get so excited. I think I know what kind of bomb this is. It's probably using antihydrogen. There should only be about 25 micrograms of material in there.
Still.
That's less than 1,000th of a gram. So you'd only get about 45 billion joules of energy, right?
Why is everyone here so good at mental math?
What does that mean?
About as much explosive power as 1 ton of TNT.
A ton?
Yes. Well, approximately.
And how exactly should I not worry about that? That's enough to blow up a 10-story building!
True. But it's a lot less powerful than an atomic bomb.
So that's supposed to make me feel better?
We don't know how big this place is. If we can get far enough away from the bomb, we might have a chance of survival.
Perhaps. But how do we know this is the only bomb?
What do you mean?
Where's pig number 2?
Look at it carefully. It's got a number 3. Do you see it? If the bombs are numbered...
There could be a number 2 bomb, or a number 1 bomb out there, or even a number 0.
Yes. There's no way to know if this is the final bomb either. There could be a 4th, or a 5th.
Anyway, we can't just sit here and do nothing. We should move it. Somewhere.
Dia stepped forward and reached for the bomb.
No! Don't touch it!
Alice grabbed Dio by the wrist and jerked him away from the bed.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Have you got a death wish or something?
Maybe?
This bomb is here because somebody planted it.
A bomb has been planted.
Do you really think they didn't rig it to go off if some idiot tried to move it?
Then what the fuck are we supposed to do?
We'll just have to leave it be for now, until we can find the detonator or figure out how to turn it off.
Then you're telling us we should just prance off and ignore the incredibly deadly bomb that is probably gonna kill us all?
There's not much else we can do.
Do you know how to turn it off?
Well, there is a way.
Then spill the beans, lady. How do we turn the damn thing off?
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate.
Do we just need to get this password?
Yes, that's right.
But there's no keyboard or anything on the bomb.
Look again. You see it? Right here. There's a port. If we can find the password, then we can enter the password.
Yep. Input device.
Who would do something like this?
I have no idea.
I have some idea.
But we can figure out when they did it.
Oh, yeah?
I know the exact answer.
When you and I searched this room, we didn't find anything, right? So that means the bomb must have been planted after we'd left.
After we left, huh? But when we went and checked the chromatic doors, we were all there. After that, we've all been around other people. There's no way anyone could have snuck off to plant it.
I don't know about that. After we finished the A game, we all split up. But if someone planted it right before then...
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. You don't know, do you? Before we went off the 3 rooms, we searched the hallway. Everybody was all lit up.
Yeah, anyone could have come by here then. It would have been easy to sneak away.
No, I don't remember seeing you around, Sigma. What were you doing?
Well, I was, just kind of deep in thought, I guess. I stayed behind in the warehouse when you guys went off. Sigma has been ejected from the airlock. Hey, why are you guys giving me that look? You don't think I planted it, do you?
I never said.
Yeah, but you're thinking it.
Who's saying the person planted it? Maybe they
You gotta
just
be
dropped
kidding
it.
me. I don't know anything about this bomb.
Really? Are you
You-
sure?
you-
Fine, now is
were-
not the time to bring that up.
Back when we were in the AB room, you said you saw the moment when the bomb
She
exploded.
was.
You're making us look even more suspicious. That was
Um,
just I can hardly say premonition. They didn't think I was, it was the worst fly on the planet. They'd think I was insane. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. According to Tenmyoji, any one of us could have been in here. Why am I the only one who's under suspicion? Also, there's no way to know the culprit here is actually one of us. Maybe there's someone else in here and they set up the...
Impossible.
Why?
There's no way that would get past Zero. And there's no way Zero would let anybody do something that would get in the way of the game going forward. What?
When you say Zero, you mean the AI, right?
Of course.
This is confusing. From now on, let's refer to the real Zero, the one behind all of this, as Zero Senior, which would, of course, make the AI Zero Junior.
Okay, fine with me. Anyway, whichever one it is, they're not going to let a 10th person in. There's no way.
But what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
I don't think it could be.
Why not?
Well, Zero Jr. said so. He said that the real Zero was one of us.
Vi and Clover were right. There couldn't be a 10th guest. And Zero Senior was, without a doubt, one of us. But if that was the case, then could Zero Senior have planted the bomb? If not, then who had? Alice? Dio? Luna? Kay? Clover? Tenmyoji? Phi? Or... Seemed insane, but could it have been Quark? No. Why would Zero Senior gone to all the trouble of setting a bomb? To make this game more exciting? To make it seem more dangerous? No, it didn't fit at all. If that was the case, then the person who had planted the bomb was someone other than Zero Senior.
Oh no, this is bad.
What is it?
Press the buttons on your bracelet.
Oh, shit. Is this for real?
We've only got 4 minutes until the chromatic doors open.
Let's go then.
You're right. This bomb thing is gonna have to wait until later.
It might not.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
The doors have opened.
We need to figure out who's going where and fast.
So our options this time are,
We don't have time to wait for you to figure it out. Just pay attention. I'm only gonna say this once.
options.
I just realized something.
What?
The Ambidex games, the best way to make certain everyone gets out at the same time is to just stop everyone from voting, because you automatically vote ally.
Yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't work that way because somebody has to vote in a group.
Okay. Oh, so one of okay.
Yeah. So everyone can't abstain. So there are options here, but let's just say we don't get to choose.
Let me guess, you pick one, you end up with the one, get railroaded into the same one either way.
I don't even know if the game lets you choose. Guess we'll find out.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Okay. How are we gonna do this?
We need a system here, or we'll never have time to argue it out. Why don't we let the people who are at the most disadvantage right now decide?
Most what?
The people who only have 1 BP.
No, so that would be me, you, and Tenmyoji.
No way. I refuse.
Look, bitch. you have no ground to stand on here. Well, then what would you suggest?
We'll be fair and take a vote.
A vote? So we all just, like, raise our hands for the option we want?
Exactly.
So which one do you want, Alice?
Option C. I want to go with Sigma and Luna.
Tough. Pick something else.
My. Looks like you're not so fond of me anymore.
Gee, I wonder why.
Do you agree with him, Luna?
I'll just let Sigma decide.
Fine.
I'd like option C too. Clover and I were a pair for the first round, so I feel that I can trust her. What about you, Quark?
That's fine with me.
So that's 3 votes for option C, counting mine. How about the rest of you?
I'd like to pair up with Sigma and Luna too.
So, option B then. I'd like to go with Phi. You go with that, Luna?
Sure. I really don't mind.
Then we've got 3 votes for option B.
I'd like to go with option A.
You want to pair up with Alice? You're a strange duck.
How about you, Tenmyoji?
I don't mind going with option A.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
So 2 votes for A and 3 votes for B and C. Clover's vote doesn't decide this thing. We're gonna have to figure something else out.
Which one do you want, Clover?
I want to go with option C. Quark chose ally in the first round, and I was with K in the first round.
Then that's what we're doing.
Option C had won 4 votes. We were almost out of time and I didn't exactly have a convincing argument. So we're going to have to go with the majority.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7.
The doors are closing. Let's go!
Come on, Luna, hurry up. Gotta get to the blue door.
Right.
Luna, Alice, and I dashed toward the blue door. Looked over my shoulder in time to see the others disappearing into their doors. Clover, Quark, and K had ended up with the red door. Fidio and Tenmyoji had gone through the green door.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Huh? There are 3 doors here.
It looks like they're all locked, though.
Does that mean this is just a dead end?
No, there's this weird lever thing over here.
Try pulling it.
I'll let you try pulling it.
Hey, what's with all this hostility? Are you still mad about the last AB gate?
Of course I am.
Please don't fight. We need to work together, or we're really going to be in trouble. Please?
Ugh.
Very well. I'll pull the lever then. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead. See if I care.
One of the doors opened.
But only one. I wonder how you open the other ones.
Who cares? We should get moving.
What is this place? Can't you read, Sigma? This is Bee Garden. Don't tell me we somehow managed to get outside.
I doubt it. Look
It's
up.
kind of obvious. You look for 2 seconds.
You just look at the sky. Look at the fact that it has hexagons in it.
There's a ceiling up.
I mean, hexagon is bestagon.
It is the bestagon. What's a bee garden? I'll give you a hint. What floor are we on?
It probably stands for something.
Well, I guess they haven't found the map for it yet, but we're on floor B.
This feels like a whole other little world.
Like an oasis in the middle of all this metal.
I feel kind of weird saying this, considering where we are, but this place feels so liberating. All of this green. It's wonderful.
It's huge, though. We'll wear ourselves ragged trying to search the whole thing.
This must be the exit. Damn. Well, so much for this being easy. It's locked.
We should split up and look around.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's get to it.
You
Lonely
ever
Isle.
suspect-
Michael Bolton. Seek a way out. I like have very little in the way of notes on this one. Nope. Okay.
Obviously,
It's a
because it's
mushroom.
the letter B.
To be or not to be garden. Yeah, so this area is like big enough that they broke it up into chunks.
Makes sense.
Oh, there's something next to my foot. Bronze key. It's a rupee. This shed your house? Okay. There's a lot of going around and picking up stuff that we have to do here. It's a pepper. Probably a bell pepper. Looks like a bell pepper to me. Yellow coin. Tu fui ego eris. So the people who are married here are Mr. Tu Fui and Mrs. Ego Eris. That's an epitaph.
To you and me?
What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. There's a keyhole near the bottom. You're right. I'm more interested in, you know, the metal detector, though. For now. It's a skunk cabbage.
Is it a skunk or is it a cabbage? It can't be both.
Sounds pretty boring. Right plate is a gold key. It's a small knife. Well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, we should destroy that immediately.
Lever handle. Pull the lever, Kronk. Okay, I think it's all for the gathering phase. Oh, I might have needed to do something with the bucket. Or flower pot. It looked like a bucket from that angle. Just trust me. Okay, this would not have been rusting on the ground evenly unless there's like, I guess that there could be like.
Who said that it? Who said it was? It's just maybe Sigma.
There could be a small space underneath it.
Maybe just imagine Sigma's is really bad at determining three-dimensional space. Maybe he just sees it as flat because his brain sees it as flat.
What is depth perception?
Better than depth perception. Ding dong, bing bong. A death has been perceived.
I could have sworn that one of the tomatoes.
Maybe it's later.
It would be in there now. Then there must be something. I could have sworn I hit the combined thing. Oh well. Those are carrots, I think. Oh, onions. Those darn tubers.
Those darn virtual tubers.
I'm gonna squash that before it gets anywhere. That's not even the right kind of plant.
No, but it still works.
It's tangentially related. Okay, that's weird. I clicked on like that exact spot earlier. Tomato. Let's combine the white coin with the green coin. Okay, that should be all of the coins. Ah. Alright, so it's supposed to be like a mossy rock, mushroom, and skunk. See, I swear, did I not click the metal detector on the skunk cabbage?
I have no clue.
Why are you not doing the thing? There we go. Oh, what? These arrows are so finicky.
$30 gets you Resident Evil Gold Edition, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2, 7 Biohazard.
Oh, okay. You know what? It is. We don't actually use the metal detector on it. You're just supposed to dig. Diggy hole.
It's a plastic box.
It doesn't look like it, but sure.
No, it's a plastic box. It's completely made of plastic.
Okay. Now one thing's over there. Oh, there's like, where's the rock? There's the rock. Do I seriously? Video games. Although I guess it's not a rock because, you know, we can dig there. I clearly chose the wrong direction. Never done anything to you. I don't know, I just think it stinks.
I don't know, I just think they're neat.
I just think it's neat. Now, of course, the two that I unlocked are the two halves that you can't combine with each other. There we go.
Don't worry, you'll find the other half soon enough.
The middle, it's not. Well, I don't know. The middle might actually be half, and the other two are kind of like a quarter. But actually, I think you probably want to orient it like this way is the way that makes the most sense. 3 1 1 3 2 2 1. We're just gonna do this now. 3 2 2 1 3. Wait, it's upside down. Don't fall victim. 3 1 1 3 2 2 1. Oh, cool. No, the button.
The button.
Is that not it?
Maybe it's not upside down.
It's like following the direction of the arrow, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't the one next to the arrow be 1?
I would think that it's...
Try 1 3 3 1 2.
You're talking
2,
about
3.
like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, one second.
I mean, it's just whenever there's an
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem is that like it doesn't. There's no orientation on the horizontal axis.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say because the line itself is the 0. Because whenever you have a number under a line, it you know, it's underlined, you know. I don't know. My brain just thinks that way.
Okay, so
not gonna cost you anything.
What you're supposed to do to figure out the next part of the puzzle there is you're supposed to be sorting the coins by their weight, so you can use the scales to do that. Obviously with like certain combinations of things. See, green is heavier than yellow, and yellow is heavier than white, and white is heavier than red. And yes, I just solved the entire puzzle because I have it written down, because of course I'd have that written down. I think it's broken. Well, that's rude. We still need to use that. But that is the gist of it. Oh, you're right, the lever handle gets used here. Is that for the lights? Yeah. So, I believe, yeah, we're gonna be stuck with this until it goes through. So, pay attention to, there's two things that we need to pay attention to here. One is the order of the colors as you go down the stream. So we start off with purple, then we've got blue, yellow,
and red.
Green, and red.
Oh, green and red. Yep. They would have gotten me there.
So, if you click on this, the game like goes down the river. Makes it like exceedingly obvious. And then the other one, and this one's like a wee bit tricky. For the gold file password, you have to go from, based on the size, from big, like largest to smallest.
Makes sense.
So, red, blue, yellow, purple, green. So we'll turn the lights back on. I believe the input device is behind the panel unlocked by the coins. That should be the last thing that we need to do. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense why I didn't have a lot of notes on this one.
Because it was relatively simple.
It's just not a lot that's really like noteworthy of like, oh yeah, I need to write this down, you know.
Gasp! It sounds like it's unlocking.
Well, why don't you try touching them? Okay. Red, blue, yellow, purple, green. Completed.
Yay! Yippee!
It's the save password. And now we will do the creek order. Completed. All right, and our business here is done. This one's slightly to the right.
Just like U.S. politics.
Oh, it opened again. There sure is. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's have a look at it then. This is like a map. In the upper left it says Floor B. Key cards with moons. The moon cards. I wonder what this is. Some kind of diagram? I wonder what it says. Oh well, just forget about it for now. Can always come back to it later. There's two more things in here. What's this? Looks like a note. It says Ig equals immunoglobulin. What's immunoglobulin? It's another word for an antibody. You know, like the thing in your body that fights off bacteria and viruses and stuff? Yes. Where have we seen IG before? It's the lab. Now refresh your memory. There's an IG replicator in the lab. Put 2 and 2 together. You found it. No sooner than we stepped out of the garden than I saw 3 people I'd watched leave through the green door sometime earlier. Whoa. What are you guys doing here?
We ought to be asking you the same thing. How'd you get here?
Sigma, hand me the map.
I hate the fact that, like, the character that I probably have the closest voice to in this cast is Dio.
Kono Dio!
Oh, right. Dug the map out of my pockets and spread it out in front of us.
You 3 came in through the blue door, right?
Yeah.
And which room did you go into?
It's a fan-shaped one. It's called the Bee Garden.
Bee garden?
It's this big dome with a bunch of plants in it. Look, you can go see it for yourself.
You guys?
Well, after we went through the green door, we ended up in the treatment center.
And then we met up. Right here.
So, what's the treatment center? It sounds a lot like the infirmary.
You want to have a look? We can go back to any of the rooms we've already visited.
Here are some more rules for you.
So?
Not voting is not a option. Guess I can put my notes away for now. We're not gonna need them for a hot minute. Let's see, which escape room are we doing next? I believe it is the archives? Yeah, it's the archives. What are those?
They're why this is called a treatment center. Those pods can cure a number of illnesses and even repair certain injuries.
Nope. Okay, the archives is just on the same page. It's almost like they're, you know, on the same path or something.
How about you climb in one of them, Dio?
Why?
Well, maybe it can fix whatever's wrong with your brain.
You know, like it being active.
Hey, you want to start something, lady?
Calm down now, son. You don't cool off a bit, and I'll have to throw you in one of these pods here.
Huh? Why?
Weren't you paying attention? They have a cold sleep function. I figured that ought to cool your head up.
Wait, did you say cold sleep? That's where they freeze you, right? You can stay that way for a really long time?
Yeah.
Oh!
According to some
I figured out how to do the autoplay, like skip out of the menu.
3 frozen people in these pods.
3 people?
See, there you go. Like, I'm gonna do it by accident because I'm like hitting the wrong face button.
You mean 3 of us were?
We don't know. All we found was what was in the logs for the pods.
How long were they here?
No idea. Part of the logs were erased. All that's left is when the cold sleep function turned off. It records them thawing out, getting up. That's it.
Then they could be anyone.
Well, anyone but you. Because you don't need a device like this to freeze Alice. Am I wrong?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You don't need to play dumb. The water in your body isn't normal water. It's something called Ice 9.
Wait. What? This is news to me. I mean, I've played 999, but this is the first time it's come up in this game.
It freezes at 96.8 degrees. That means all you have to do to put yourself in cold sleep is drop your body temperature below 96.8. No fancy machine needed.
Where on earth did you hear that?
From Clover.
Clover?
when we were exploring the lounge during the first round.
I see.
What's so funny?
Oh man, you fell for that one hook, line, and sinker, didn't you? Clover was messing with you. That is, if she even said anything to you at all. It was a lie. A joke.
A joke? No, there's no way it was a joke. I'm sure about it. Your body is made of Ice 9.
Well, you're mistaken. It's a ridiculous misunderstanding. An urban legend.
With seemingly no other prompting, Alice launched into a lengthy explanation. It went something like this. No! Why can't these be voiced?
At some point in the past, someone found a frozen, mummified Egyptian queen. Was curious about this mummy, however, was that it remained frozen at room temperature.
All ice. It simply became Alice.
They say that the mummy finally thawed, and when it did, it began to move. And ever since then, I've had people say they thought I was her.
There's your confirmation. She is not the one that they alluded to in 999.
I mean, really? How could anyone?
Yeah, they
believe
hint that
something
she
so
is and she's
ridiculous?
not, and she is and she's not.
She is
But
actually
also definitely not.
The existence of this mysterious Alice and of this ice that doesn't.
Yeah, but they
match
like to
are
toy with
just
it.
Urban legends.
They sure do. But why would people make that mistake about you in particular?
It can't just be because your name's Alice. There are tons of Alices.
Is it because of your face? And
Well, it is true that I am both beautiful and elegant. Can I really be blamed if people think I'm an Egyptian queen? I don't think that's the only reason, though. Someone who made that mistake said something to me once. They claimed they'd seen me before. Of course, I immediately pressed the issue. Do you mean the mummy, Alice? I said. When? Where? Of course, they were at a loss. In fact, I began to feel a little sorry for them. So I told them something. If you're so convinced, then maybe I am actually Alice. But maybe I've lost my memory and can't remember who I am. And so on and so on. I'm still not sure why Clover would tell you something like that, though. Even if she was just messing with you, it seems a little out of left field.
You really think she put that much thought into it? She was probably just screwing with him, and it was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe she wanted to see if she could get him to believe something completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I could see her doing something like that. Well, I think that's enough idle gossip for now. The cold sleep business is interesting, but I don't think it's terribly useful. We should go see if the other team has returned to the warehouse yet.
At Alice's request, we made our way out of the treatment center.
I'll be right back.
This is...
it looks like another warehouse.
It looks like the same warehouse.
Hey, look.
3 more doors.
They're all glowing white. You think?
This might be the next set of chromatic doors.
I'd bet on it. Look. They've got the same boxes next to them as the other doors.
So the next set of doors are white?
They haven't all been the same color before.
Well, we definitely need to tell the others about this.
Right. Let's head back to floor A.
Oh, thank goodness. You finally returned. I was beginning to get anxious.
Did something happen?
Yes. It's Quark, you see. He...
What? What happened to Quark?
He collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
What?
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. Clover is looking after him, but his condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tenmyoji shoved K aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran off after him.
Quark. Come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing? He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him. What if you make him worse?
Then what am I supposed to do? I have to save him.
Save? That seems a little extreme. Maybe he just has anemia or something.
No, that's not it. I know him better than any of you. He doesn't have anemia. He's never just collapsed before.
Well, then call an ambulance and stop freaking out about it.
You son of a bitch. This is serious.
The infirmary seems pretty well equipped. There are plenty of diagnostic tools, but
Without a doctor, there's not going to be much we can do with him.
Yeah, right. Well, we've got Luna.
Luna?
That's right. I remember Dio saying something. You have a medical license, don't you?
Wait, really? Is that true, Luna?
Well, yes, but...
You have to take a look at him then. Please. Quark needs your help.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an atom. It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
So that thing can tell us what's wrong with Quark?
Yes, I believe it can.
I don't want to rush you, but the sooner the better. Just let us know if you need anything.
Of course.
The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body, and within seconds his results lit up the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it, and as she read them, Luna's face grew dark.
Well, I feel so terrible saying this, but Quark has an infection. A viral infection.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yes, he's been infected with a virus called Radical 6.
Have you heard of this virus? Radical 6, I mean.
Yeah. I told Alice and Tenmyoji about it.
Fi and I heard about it from Luna.
Dio and Luna were two of the first people to investigate the infirmary. They must have seen the newspaper clipping that Quark found. I'd stay behind after the AB game, and they'd all split up and gone into different rooms. It seemed like one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical 6.
No, he can't. How could he have gotten infected?
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? Did Tenmyoji know about Radical 6 before the rest of us?
There must be something we can do! How can we cure him?
Well, Adam says there's an antiviral serum called Excelivir. It's the only way to counteract Radical 6. If we can inject him with some, he should be okay.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be in the infirmary somewhere?
We looked around, but we didn't see anything.
I don't trust a damn thing you say. I'm asking Luna.
I'm sorry, but Theo's telling the truth. We didn't find anything.
Damn it. What about the other rooms? Sigma, what about you? Did you find anything?
No, nothing like medicine. And it was just like a park. It's a vegetation and stuff, but no medicine.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
We visited the laboratory. There were a number of chemicals and concoctions there, some of which were medicine, but nothing like what we're searching for, I'm afraid.
Oh God. Then he's going to...
I'm back.
Oh God, no.
Look, just to be sure. The three of you went to the treatment center, right? And you're sure it wasn't there?
No, there was nothing even remotely like it. You went there too, didn't you? The only thing in the treatment center are those treatment pods.
Treatment pods. That's it. We put Quark in one of those pods. For a moment, there was silence.
Quark?
Quark! Oh, thank God. You're awake.
Get away from me!
I have to get out of this body!
What are you...
Sorry, Grandpa.
It's actually not letting me skip this one, I think. Yeah, it's just weird.
I can't.
Probably slightly different.
I have to.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, you know, people went into different rooms, but this dialogue, I think, is all pretty much the same.
Have to what?
Still just as narmy as the first time.
What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I have to.
Escape.
But how?
Like this.
Stop.
No! Let go! Let go of me!
Pretty tough for a kid. Guys, can you use a hand here?
Yeah, right.
On it.
Yeah, this is all pretty much the same, I think.
Let go of me, you jerks!
Tenmyoji, how you doing? Can you even hear me?
Oh, right.
Damn you, bastards! Why won't you let me go? I have to get out of this body! They can't lock away the soul! Once my body's gone, my soul can escape! Please, you have to let me go! Let me go! I'm trapped here! Let me die! I have to die! Kill me! Somebody! Anybody! Kill me! Kill me!
Snake! 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 Hey, somebody get that scalpel away from him. Good. Thanks, whoever that was. What are we going to do? We've got to calm him down somehow.
Luna,
Yes?
are there any tranquilizers in here?
No. Well, I mean,
What?
there's Superil Beta.
Soperil?
That's the anesthetic. The one that's in our bracelets. Good. Perfect. Hit him with some of that.
What?
He'll be fine. It's just an anesthetic, Tenmyoji. It won't hurt him, I promise.
But...
Just hurry up and do it! Come on, Luna!
Okay. Let me just... Okay, I've got it.
Good. Wait until he's
Now! Do it now!
Right.
No! Stop! Stop!
Respiration, blood pressure, brain waves, everything's normal. According to these readings, he's in a very deep sleep.
Yep, still not letting me do it. Guess we're good for now.
Yes,
What about the anesthetic? How long will it last?
he shouldn't wake up for a few hours.
Man, he sure was strong for such a little guy.
I think that might be the virus's fault. It probably attacks the part of the brain that governs reason.
This is like all exactly
Without
the
anything to
same.
hold it back. His body was using every ounce of strength it had.
Yeah? How do you know?
Huh? Oh, well,
How much do you know about this Radical 6?
not much. I probably know about as much as you do. All I've seen about it is that newspaper article.
That's the truth.
Why would I lie about that? I've seen other viruses do the same thing. I was just making a guess.
So when Quark tried to kill himself, are you saying that was because of Radical 6 too?
Yes, at least I think so.
So what kind of virus is Radical 6?
What are you doing?
Turned and followed Tenmyoji's gaze. There stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. Apparently, she had been the one to take it away from Quark. The longer I looked at her, however, the more I wondered if she'd taken it to protect him or for some other, more sinister reason. She didn't seem stable. In fact, she looked far more like Quark had a moment ago than I was entirely comfortable with. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. Alice? Hey, are you feeling okay?
We're all going to die.
Huh?
We're all dead already. Only terrorists would resort to biological warfare. But they will. Soon.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about?
You don't understand? All of humanity is going to die. The virus will spread. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
Wait, Alice? We're all too stunned to even try to restrain her. We just stood there. She spun around and leapt through the door. Damn it! Shook myself and took off after her. Those few moments of hesitation had put too much distance and too many doors between us. Shit, which way did she go? Right? Left?
You mean 9 mini doors?
Still trying to decide when everyone else poured out of the infirmary.
You lost her.
Yeah, I don't know which way she went.
Well, let's split up and look. Quickly. She can't have gotten too far.
Right.
Look, if you find her, it's probably best not to shout or anything. Just do your best not to provoke her. Understood?
Gotcha.
Tenmyoji, I think you should stay here with Quark. The rest of us can look for Alice. Sound good?
Yeah. I stay here. Got it.
All right, let's move, people. Get going.
By his command, we scattered, filtering off into the different doors. As I ran, I thought, where should I look for Alice? Perhaps the lounge would be a good bet. Go in here, huh? Damn. Where did she go? Complaining wasn't going to help anything. I needed to go look somewhere else. Have you tried the garden? Nothing in the treatment center either. Need to find her quick or she's gonna do something bad. If we hadn't stopped Quark. I need to hurry. Head to the garden next. I only gotten a few steps from the walkway through the grass when I stopped short. Alice.
Oh, there you are. Good. I'm glad you showed up. I just got here a minute ago. She was like this when I found her. When you showed up, I was getting ready to carry her to the infirmary.
Then she's alive?
Yeah. Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She doesn't appear to have any obvious external wounds.
So she's just unconscious.
Looks like it.
What about the scalpel?
Doesn't look like she has it. Figure she probably dropped it on the way here. Anyway, we need to get her to the infirmary. Give me a hand here.
Right. Alice is lighter than I expected. Fine, I managed to set off toward the infirmary at a brisk trot.
Alright, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
On our way back, Phi had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants. 7 sets of eyes widened as Ludus spoke.
Oh no.
No! What's going to happen to her?
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. There's a special antiviral treatment. Do you know what immunoglobulin is?
Immunogoblin?
Well, why aren't you just calling it Excelivir in this timeline? What's up with that?
It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6. Those antibodies are the basis for Excelivir.
Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can't we just stick them in those?
Right. I thought of that too. So I went and took a closer look at them. Unfortunately...
They can't cure it.
Correct. They can suppress the symptoms for a while, but they can't kill the virus itself. The only way we can help Alice and Quark is if we can find some Excelivir.
But the pods will keep them from getting any worse.
Luna pogs a lot.
Yes.
Well, then what are we waiting for? One of you, grab Alice. We're going to the treatment center.
As he spoke, Tenmyoji moved over to Quark and lifted his small unconscious body off the bed. Quark shifted slightly as Tenmyoji moved in, and something fell out of his pocket with a soft clink. It's a good thing that didn't, break. Is this medicine?
What?
Well, what is it?
Hold on. There's a name on the label here. Excelivir.
Excelivir! You found it, Sigma! That's the one thing that can cure Radical 6.
Why did Quark have it?
Perhaps he found it earlier.
Earlier when?
We explored the laboratory. It was on the other side of the red door. I happened to notice Quark putting something in his pocket.
He hid
Whether
it?
or not that was his intention is unclear. I did not have the opportunity to ask, as he collapsed immediately afterwards. It didn't feel appropriate to go digging around in his pockets for it after that. And to be honest, it had also slipped my mind. We were rather preoccupied with getting him to the infirmary as quickly as possible.
Who cares about the details? We have it. Hurry up and give it to him, Luna.
Hey, hold on a minute. What about Alice?
Does it really matter if she goes first or not?
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can do that.
What?
There's only enough here for one person. The only way we have to administer this is with the injection gun.
That's a fuck ton.
Yeah, it is. Well,
That's
it's
how much
a
you have to
liquid.
jam into
It's
yourself.
probably about yay big. Trying to like do some mental math in my head.
Yeah.
That's probably like at least
tiny.
at least 50 milliliters.
And the way it functions, it uses a whole bottle each time you pull the
But
trigger.
I mean, yeah, that's the real stickler.
In other words, we can't split the dose in two or something.
If only we had something that could replicate immunoglobulin.
Right.
An IG replicator, you might call it. While we all stood stunned, Fi moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes, then stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her head.
Nothing. That one bottle was it.
Do you think there might be some more back in the laboratory?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
Oh, God.
Just enough medicine for one dose.
Only one person can be saved.
Who should we give it to?
Alice or Quark?
Or Luna, or K, or Dio, or Phi, or Sigma. What the hell is this? There's no way we're only going to save one of them.
And what are we going to do?
Do I have to spell it out? We're going to save them both.
How?
That's, I needed to calm down. You just need to listen to Taylor Swift. There had to be some way to save both of them. It was there. I knew it. IG equals immunoglobulin.
Do you know what immunoglobulin is? It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6.
IG replicator.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So it's like a copy machine.
Yeah, probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Any ideas?
Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
That's it. I've got it. The IG replicator in the laboratory. It's an immunoglobulin replication machine.
What?
Can copy immunoglobulin antibodies. So, love this track. Clarification. Didn't mention that before. It's played a fair amount by now, but Luna just said Accelavir is made from antibodies. That means we can make more Accelavir.
Hold on a moment. There is a strange device in the laboratory that says IG replicator on it.
Okay, please abbreviate immunoglobulin. All right, there you go.
Clover and I examined it thoroughly.
Yes,
when
to
we were in that room.
immunogoblin.
Yep, immunogoblin.
Yeah.
It's a new class in D&D.
We never could figure out what it did, though.
Exactly. My question
Yes,
is,
it's Goblin
how
Clerk.
do you know about it, Sigma?
I saw it when I was in the laboratory.
When was that?
Probably when you were looking for Alice, right?
Yes, then. That is exactly when I saw it. No. Dio was wrong. I hadn't gone to the laboratory when I was looking for Alice. Sigma, just go with it? Pretend that was the plan all along. Didn't think I'd ever been into the laboratory. How did I know about the IG replicator?
If what he's saying is true, then we should be able to duplicate the Accelavir. That would mean we could cure
He's sitting there
Alice
very
and
confused.
Quark.
How did I know about it?
Let's go have a look then. The laboratory, right?
Yeah, no time to waste.
We all nodded. Wait, we can't leave them here all alone. Luna, do you think you could stay behind and look after them?
Oh, of course.
I probably need to work the machine because you're all a bunch of dumbasses.
All right then, let's go.
Never mind.
So this is the lab, huh?
Yes.
Where's this IG replicator thing?
Right here. See?
So this can copy the Accelavir?
I think so.
What are we waiting for?
Calm down, alright? Don't rush me. Carefully lower the small vial of Accelavir into the slot on the side of the machine. Empty vial already protruded from the other side. Presumably, that was where the duplicated Accelavir would go. Ready? When I push this button, it should...
Skip it. Just press the damn thing.
Right. Amen, Tenmyoji.
But I have to wait until the last second.
I have to confirm with someone before I press the button.
No, he's like, I need to wait till the last second, and he just Tenmyoji pulls up the scalpel, holds it to his throat. Hey, it's the last second. Boop, boop.
Did it work?
Have a look. The empty vial has something in it now.
And the vial Sigma used remains as it was. It does not seem to have lost any of its contents.
So, it worked?
Would have been pretty bad if it hadn't.
Alright, let's get this thing back to the infirmary. Reach down and pull both vials from the machine, intending to slip them deftly into my pocket.
Why not use one, bring it back, put it in, and duplicate it again?
Sorry, my hand slipped.
You dropped one of them?
Yeah, just one though.
What in the hell? What if you'd broken it, you idiot?
Come on. If it had broken, then we could have just made another copy. Before Tenmyoji could reply, Fi spoke.
Guys?
Surprised to hear her voice coming from near my feet. I looked down to see her staring intently at something beneath the table.
You see? It did break.
No, the vial's fine. See?
She held it up in one hand, but didn't move her eyes.
Then what the heck is going on down there?
Take a look.
We're gonna look up your never mind. She slid back from the table quickly and silently. The rest of us bent down to look. Yep, the bomb.
Whoa. Really?
Oh.
Makes two then.
Guess K was right after all.
So there were more bombs.
So it would seem.
Was this here when you guys came through the first time?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, and I looked real hard.
Then somebody must have said it while we were looking for Alice.
Who the hell would do that?
I don't know. Who the hell would do that?
Kono Dioha has no idea.
I was back in the infirmary. Quark was still out, so I was keeping an eye on him.
So we shouldn't consider you a suspect, is that right?
Yeah, Quark's off the list too.
But Tenmyoji, you have no proof that you spent the entire time in the infirmary, do you?
What?
You could have quietly made your way to the laboratory, planted the bomb.
That's insane. Listen to yourself. There's no way in hell I'd have left Quark all by himself to go plant a goddamn bomb.
Tenmyoji was still staring furiously at K when Clover spoke up.
Hey, what's this thing?
Turned in time to see her grab something from under the table.
It looks like a memory card.
Where was it?
Right under the bomb. It was down on the floor under the table.
Could it have been put here by the same person who set the bomb? There was nothing like it here when we examined this room.
Do you think they dropped it accidentally?
Unless it was left here intentionally, yes. I imagine so.
What do you think's on it?
Let's take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Took the card out of her hand and looked around the room. Nothing. Cough, cough, infirmary, cough. Shoot. Dice. We'll need to plug in something that can read memory cards, but I don't see anything here.
So what do we do?
Cough, cough, infirmary, cough.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling.
Time limits. Why do you always have to get in the way?
All players, please enter.
Why'd you
your
let
votes.
me down?
No vote is recorded.
Time limits,
before
limits,
the
limits, limits,
deadline
limits,
has
limits.
passed. Any non-voting parties will.
Guys, I think maybe we should.
Oh, it
get
doesn't
back
say
to the
that
top floor.
someone has to vote. It just says
You're right.
they'll automatically ally.
Well, yeah, but out of the 3, somebody has to vote, though.
We've got
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Like, you can't have like nobody vote. Period.
What should we do about the bomb?
Not much we can do.
Not much we can do except leave it here. Alice said it'd be dangerous to touch them.
Someone must vote. If no one voted, they all get penalized.
Yeah.
Okay.
True, but
Drop it. We can talk about the bombs later. Right now, we need to take care of Alice and Quark.
Right, so I'll go back to the infirmary, give them the Excalibur, then head to the Floria warehouse. Yeah, if nobody was voting at all, then it would be a little too easy to just say, hey, nobody, like, at all vote. We just make sure nobody goes into the AB rooms, and then they all ally and get out in 3 rounds.
Right.
Gotta have the incentive for them to actually, play the
Decided to
game and consider betraying each other.
It might take a little while, but they should recover.
And look, something that can read memory cards. Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. Did we not make another copy of that? Not that it's really gonna matter, because, bombs, but... While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cot. They both looked peaceful as they slept. The madness I had seen on their faces before was completely gone.
Are they really going to be all right?
Yes. The analysis I did on the vials confirmed that the duplicate was real Excalibur. The original was genuine too, of course. Now that they've been treated...
it's only a matter of time before the virus is eliminated.
I believe so, yes.
Oh man, what a relief. I was really worried.
Clover grinned. Agreed.
Oh, I just realized what you can do. You can draw some blood and use that to duplicate the immunoglobulins now. So it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can sample the antibodies.
It's probably how. I mean, they're looking for those immunoglobulins specifically. So.
Yeah, it just won't be as easy as continuing to make copies of the Excalibur.
Yeah. And you get other stuff too, but. God, I wish we had that now.
Until
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Does kind of raise some questions about how it actually works, though. Like, you'd have to have some sort of material to make the copy out of, right?
Or a replicator could use energy, pure energy. It would just require a fuck ton of it.
I think it would be a lot easier to supply matter.
Yeah, it would. Probably has base pairs.
All right, everybody. We can be relieved later. Right now, we need to get to the AB rooms and fast.
Damn. Don't even have time to catch our breath.
That's why everyone's panting all the time in this game. The Floria warehouse is waiting. Kept you waiting, huh?
Kept you waiting, huh?
That guy always keeps you waiting. Huh? Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh, he stayed back in the infirmary.
What?
Why?
Well, when we were all heading out, I noticed he wasn't doing anything. So I asked him if he was coming with us, and this is what I got.
I'm still worried about Quark and Alice. I think I'll stick around and make sure they're okay.
I see. That means that Phi's only opponent will be Dio.
1-on-1, huh?
Ugh.
You can imagine how that one's gonna turn out.
That's cool. Nothing to worry about.
Double betrayal?
I plan to choose ally.
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Because I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you chose ally,
No
and I
one believes you,
betrayed
Dio.
Your BP would drop below 0 and, well, You know what happens then.
Don't act like you haven't already done that in another timeline, Dio.
I want to win, but I'm not that desperate. You see what I'm saying, right?
Tenmyoji and Dio are a pair. Tenmyoji only had one BP left.
Well, that does change things a little bit.
Since Dio said he's going to pick an ally, Phi can't really pick anything else. If she does, Tenmyoji will...
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Kay and I are gonna be going one-on-one too, right? Since Quark's still sleeping.
That is correct.
How many BP do you guys have?
I've got 6.
As do I.
This will be a tough one then.
If one of them can get the other to ally, and then betray that person, the betrayer will have 9 points.
Look, Kay, I know you don't really have any reason to trust me, but...
I know. You would like us both to vote ally, yes?
Yeah.
I agree. If we were to both betray, then we would gain no points. We would lose nothing either, but that's hardly relevant. If both of us cooperate, then we will both gain 2 points, which is much more beneficial.
Right. Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right?
Yes.
Promise?
Promise.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
See, we're all cutting it close this time.
Shit, this is bad. We need to move, now.
Indeed. Shall we?
Dio, K, Phi, and Clover all took off immediately, heading into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dio went into the room 3, K went into room 4, Phi and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6 respectively. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
That settled, we headed into the AB room number 1. So, now let's get vote. So that makes things interesting.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary, so...
Saying we should pick ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway?
Yes.
I know. It's not really fair to betray someone who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nunnery game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds.
I can guess what the bad ending is.
7.
Oh wait, is this an ending or is this a split?
4.
Yeah, we're heading for an ending.
2.
Okay.
1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Huh?
Oh.
Poor life
Huh.
choices?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Also, what was that about both picking ally? Group on the left? I mean, honestly, the same thing goes for, the middle one, too, because they both said they were going to ally.
Please check your bracelet.
Yeah, it more or less means I'm not allying.
Bracelet points.
Sometimes people say that they're going to ally, and they actually do. I know. It's hard to believe. What?
Wait, Alice is awake?
It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. That's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It's a question I would never know the answer to. It was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. First would be the repeated text. I blinked. My vision started to blur. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma!
This happens a lot sooner in this than it does normally.
Sigma! Hang on! Oh no!
Yeah, he gets betrayed twice in a row in this one.
Sigma!
No, I mean, the soap roll. It usually happens a couple seconds. Well, I guess they talk more.
The soap roll happens as soon as the first injection does. But how quickly it knocks people out does kind of vary a bit.
Yeah.
Sigma!
No, I mean, like, normally he doesn't get the injection for a bit, but then I realized, oh no, I'm wrong. They usually talk for a minute, reveal that they have 9 points, and are walking through the door, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna die.
No, the penalty usually happens pretty soon after the results.
Yeah, but talking is a free action.
It's as free as the, developers want it to be. Everything was going blurry, but I noticed the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet, there she stood. An apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Alice. The world was gradually going black, and my mouth refused to form words. But my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? She run in at the last moment after Luna and I had entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever.
At least until the next timeline, when I would kind of remember this.
So, this is one of the more interesting, bad endings, I would say. A lot of the rest of them boil down to, oh look, somebody else got 9 BP and is escaping through the door.
And one of the bad endings, you got 9 BP and almost escaped through the door.
Yep. But they were like, we can't be having any of that. And yeah, if you look at the flowchart, it's kind of obvious which one is the wrong choice.
I mean, is betray usually on ally usually on the left?
Ally is always on the left.
Interesting.
It'd be kind of weird if they switched it up on you.
It always is, but they only do that when they really want to get a big hit.
"30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes."
We have the power of foresight.
And skipping text that we've seen before.
Yep.
Why? What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting.
About that.
I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. I didn't really understand why I'd picked betray instead. It almost felt unconscious, Like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Is this the hit game Deltarune? Right, well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are.
Do we?
It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. Turned away and almost ran toward the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will
Nope.
now be displayed.
Sorry about this.
Congratulations on getting your... Oh, I wanted to ban them.
I apologize for the lapse in audio.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Nobody gets points!
Points have been assigned or subtracted.
It's actually amazing.
accordingly. Please check your bracelet.
Everyone picked Betray for this round. It's physically impossible. Work together,
What?
you motherfuckers.
Wasn't possible. Blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be Betray? That's not possible.
That's not possible.
It's not true. So it's your feelings. You know it to be true. No! She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? Where'd she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh?
I could say the same to you.
Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it? Coward.
Instead of you fucking
coward.
trying to kill me.
You got some balls saying that to me after you picked Betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be.
Oh,
getting
that
thanks
makes
to
so
your
much
assistant.
sense.
What?
She picked Betray in the other timeline because she thought you were gonna betray her and get the easy points of escape.
Yes, well, I still am.
That actually is kind of good.
Well, yeah. So, you know, in this timeline, you know, she assumes that we don't know that she's voting. So she thinks, oh, they're probably going to choose ally. So I can get extra points if I betray.
I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthesia.
It could also be the opposite. Oh man, they're
Result of
gonna
my
pick
training.
betray. They're gonna pick betray on me, so I have to get back there and, and click betray so that I can protect my points.
She doesn't know, though.
I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the
Well,
standard
she
dose of
doesn't
that
trust
gas
you,
in
is what I think I'm
kidnapping.
trying to say.
What?
She doesn't trust you because in the first time she betrayed you.
In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
You showed up right after we gone into the AP room?
Yes, right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it?
Yeah, but you would have killed me.
You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure based on the explanation that it was more of an offensive move. She didn't really care.
It's both a defensive and
She wasn't really playing defense.
Well, she was playing on defense.
You would have killed me. Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray.
You knew.
There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Fine, Dio.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Phi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
Alice, Dio has never fucking picked ally once in the history of the universe. And I don't even mean just in this game, I mean before this.
Clover and K tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
Turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. Hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster: betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everybody else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. Be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. Probably already figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never going to get out of here. We need to work together. Might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
A2, Phi?
Yeah, sorry.
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No,
Are you sure? I chose betray.
I'm guessing.
I know, but I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something.
You can't be that naive. Like, I appreciate the trust, but...
Right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corner of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The ambidex gates have closed.
Look, I wasn't myself. Except I was, but it wasn't me.
Round 3 of the ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet? Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates prepare and solo.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pair. What about you?
I'm a magenta pair.
Wonder what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah. Physically and emotionally. Really don't like how this is going. Won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Yeah, but we already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes. A common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excalibur. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everybody else would work together against them.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
Well, we already know. We just don't know yet.
Clues, huh?
Yes.
That's right. The memory card. Pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
What's this?
I told you, a memory card. It's under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on it, though. Couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh. I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something. Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes. I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Lillian and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing?
Yeah, probably shouldn't have shot him full of drugs.
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really
Sigma
wanted people
already
to start trusting
better.
each other, well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter.
Okay.
Then stick it in already.
That's what she said.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Just as Luna said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. In moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. I solved it. Then again, I know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
The word zero.
There's Zekug.
6
one.
2 letters each.
One Rax. Tion Rax.
Tion.
It looks like the odd rows use
Tion's in there. Tion Rax is in there twice. It has to be important.
Well, it's every
Three.
2 lines
Third.
it's repeated. So after 2 lines it repeats.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or something?
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there? No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
So it wasn't a train. Training.
This is...
So you
Wait,
do recognize
I was just when I was supposed to be training. I was
All right,
I was
knock
just
it
looking
off,
up
you two.
train.
How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from
You
a
shouldn't do that. You
terrorist
should actually just roll your
organization.
neck.
Terrorists win.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Oh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The Myrmidons.
Myrmidons. For some reason I felt like I'd heard that name before.
What are the Myrmidons?
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this
Even
is
more
one of them.
suspicious.
Then the bomb? It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Well, that narrows down our list of suspects to 1.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, we know who it is. It's kind of blindingly obvious given the other ending you've gotten.
Well, let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
What?
How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well,
It
if
says
Alice doesn't
Tion
know,
Rax.
I sure don't.
Tion Rax's love, Tion Rax's life. Look, they even have
Tiana
LOVE
Rax.
in the right corner. And they even have LOVE on the right side.
Go back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
Tell me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. So what the hell of a kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do.
It's called an assassin. They work for the CIA.
Well, she said not CIA, but...
Sorry,
can
but
claim
I
it.
can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. Even though I just betrayed you in the previous AP game. Your
Where
friend.
you also tried to betray me.
I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please, tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. We have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and run out of the room. Hey, wait, Alice! Took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
It's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. Because I'm just curious
Even
about
myself.
What are you talking about?
She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
You mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible.
Imagine that other Alice sitting there. Oh, I killed someone? Fuck.
You hate me, don't you? Just do it.
What? Do what?
Kill me! Get it over with!
What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying. I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another, and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb against her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you
This is how you flirt with a woman, Sigma. Not the shit you were doing before.
You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
That's who you were after, right? The people who kill your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. My father's Egyptian, but my mother's French.
Hard confirmation on a character's backstory. Impossible.
They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists. He had been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. Didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her. As a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often, when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student, and did especially well in math. I earned a full-ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to this state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it.
She also wanted you to find them.
Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons. Although, at the time, that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now, at last, I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Fortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then, one day, I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her. When I asked them what they were doing, all I got was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up in the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was also a numbers. 6th person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul, and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently, it had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. Don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try to give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of other certain people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. SOIS had heard of this particular ability before, and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. Shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd known about a test subject, or she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We wanted to put that ability to use. For several months of testing, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake. Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until last, in a basement room, I found her. What the heck is happening out there? She'd been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there. When I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned that he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, our Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He said that unless she'd want to end up like my father, she would leave them alone, and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was, and who my father was. That was why they killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me. Or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong.
That just tends to piss people off more.
Yeah. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had, at least, been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There, in the morgue, was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were written 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying, right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. And knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time, our operation would succeed. This time, wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any other of my agents in danger. So we took our time, we gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room?
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Thanks. She gave me sort of a sad smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. Based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes.
I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Remember? Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something. I told you.
Nope. How can we do that?
We need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code.
1 second. Let me just dredge this up from my memory. 781536108898380942419905551. Like that?
Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
25 digits? Wait, a long string of numbers. Could that be... Yeah, that thing I just read.
What the hell?
I was almost as surprised as she was. Numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
Where did... Wait, can you say that again?
Blah.
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
They did explain in her backstory that she's good at math.
I mean,
but
that's
seriously.
crazy. She must have a photographic memory.
That number you just
honestly,
told me.
if she
Prime
does
factor
that.
composition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
Okay, but how did you do it that fast? You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like if you have 30, then you get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high.
Oh my god, she's a genius level intellect, isn't she?
At the very least, you know, with math. Saying that parsing 198,449,351 is a prime. You multiply itself by 3 times, you get blah.
Yes.
Don't tell me you just did all of that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head.
Okay, I won't tell you.
Mental arithmetic.
I wouldn't call that simple. What? No way. It's impossible.
I told you. I'm better at math than most people.
It's not.
That's not
exactly
better at math.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too. Where did you find that number anyway?
It's a long story. I didn't know what to say. What did I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh?
A future past.
Days of future past.
Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, then. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys. And there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with small words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the... You still don't get it? What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was...
And the second row?
Behold
What
the
did
witch
you say?
They just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter. The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
Ran over what she'd said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was that. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she'd explained? First letter would be C from the top left. Then you move with the 9 to the right, which would get you O. Eventually, we'd get a word. And that word was... So, yeah, fun fact. You can, like, fail this and game over here.
Please tell me that it's not a unique game over and doesn't count.
It does not count as an ending.
Thank God.
That would be dumb. There are some other ones, like, anytime that you hit a lock, you technically, you know, game over. It's basically just like that. Completed. That's it. That's the answer.
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah. Did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got is completed. Well, actually, it's completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right, then. I wonder what completed is supposed
Genius
to
with
mean.
remembering numbers. Can't remember letters. She's dyslexic.
Okay, just think of it as a base 26... Actually, we need more. Base 36 number. Guessing it means mission complete. Is that you, Fox McCloud? Mission complete. That's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly, my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Damn it. Why hadn't I realized it before? I remember a series of numbers, but not this? Last I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. Not just any member. He was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who'd planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely, she'd just think I was insane. You and I could barely make sense of the new influx of information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Quark.
Why?
We still got 45 minutes until the white doors open.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. That UK and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were. So we all followed him down to the floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah, anyway, when we showed up, Vi and K were already there.
So?
Well, all of a sudden, Vi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
What?
Why? Did something happen?
According to Clover, last AV game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had 1 BP, Fi had chosen to betray. They started to fight, and since Dio had pressed betray on behalf of his team, eventually he got dragged in too.
That seems odd. Vi only had one BP too. Troy seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh, just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
Okay, okay. Come on, Alice, let's go.
Coming.
All four of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. Felt like I stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the small spark turned the whole place into a raging inferno. Even K, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. Looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what's going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know, but yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. Best thing for us to do right now is to trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
Except you.
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you.
Don't worry, we're gonna have a common enemy very soon.
I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do? You might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray? Did you even think that through? What, I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than merely killing someone.
Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Ugh. God damn it. Enough already. I roared with fury and my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs.
What? Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you it is.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
I don't think I need to. They're going to admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're all going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I should say, Dio's mouth.
What are you on?
Radical 6?
You think I set those bombs?
I know you set those bombs. Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell did you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He'd just play dumb. He was good at it, and I'd get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Ha! Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Left? Brother ordered me to come here. To keep an eye on you. It was quick, but just for a moment I saw his eyes twitch. I leapt on that moment of weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable. Admirable, even. But perhaps this will convince you. Pressed forward, mulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about Brother's background and how his younger brother left had been murdered. I mentioned casually that the Myrmidons were all clones of a single person. So, still not convinced? How about this? Do a little prime factor decomposition on that and you'll get that number to the third power. I'm not who I say I am. How on earth could I possibly know that?
What? No, that's not possible.
Finally. So, let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. Seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No! You're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
No! No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission! Why would he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
Huh? Sorry. What was that?
I said, why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Wait. What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, Tio. We've never even seen brother.
What the hell was all that?
Yet.
How did you know all those things?
Dunno. Neo is divinely inspired.
Don't give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tenmyoji quickly explained to Phi and K about the memory card, and the number 2 bomb, and about the code we found that was from a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Yeah.
Bastards. I'll never forgive you.
I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to see Alice, her lips pulled back into a snarl.
I am going to kill you!
Her voice rose to a scream as she charged toward Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
Whoa there. I like my women a little feisty. But you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart. Tone it down.
What?
You see this? You know what it is, don't you?
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
You mean there's still a number 1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
No. There are 4 bombs?
Exactly.
See, what's cool about doing it in this order is, I mean, if you hadn't already figured out the fact that there are 4 bombs because of the 2 other passwords we've gotten, this is your confirmation.
I planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered
How many of the
1,
passwords
2,
do you
and
have
3,
thus far?
But there's also one more. Bomb number 0.
But, like, we haven't seen the 0 or 1 bombs yet, which is you know, it's kind of cool.
Add all that up and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive power. Those go off and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah, clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
Let's go, Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
She roared and leapt toward Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face, and as he dodged, Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand. Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest.
Oh no, I accidentally pressed.
You know, outcome would be the same.
Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, but Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely, though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? Well, unfortunately, the trick is not up his sleeve anymore. It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true.
He's smiling in the picture.
The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. What?
Ha! Serves you right.
What are you laughing at?
You, her, all of you. God, you're stupid.
What?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off. We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard. Since you two were kind enough to take it away from me.
Oh, well, at least we
Bombs have
found
gone
another
from
lock.
remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what. About 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Oh no.
My condolences.
Well, what can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information. Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business. Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course, that's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell me what I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat, the right-hand pocket.
Clover, check it out. Right.
She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes,
It's no use.
Silver, what are you doing here?
There's nothing here.
Did you lie to me?
No, I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait, there is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. Is that a pill? Like for medicine? No. It's for the opposite of medicine.
Hey, what is this?
Don't eat that.
Huh? I can't see it. Bring it over here.
Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out toward him. Clover.
She sounds dumb.
Suddenly, he moved, his right hand snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anybody could react, he shoved it into his mouth. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain.
Shit!
What? What was that?
Poison, I guess.
What?
Damn! How could I be so stupid?
His eyes rolled up into his head, and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corners of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the hell were you doing? Where's the input device? Where are the hostages?
Lost it. In my
Where are the
couch.
hostages?
Back home.
Don't screw with me.
Fine, don't tell us. How about you give us the deactivation codes instead?
Deactivation. You guys are persistent. Fine. Not gonna do you much good anyway. And I'll tell you, you only get one. This is the deactivation code for bomb 3.
LXQ, LHC, NMR.
Ready? LXQ, LHC, NMR.
What about the other three? Tell us the other three. He didn't even seem to hear me.
My body will be a part of the foundation of a bright future.
His voice was weak, and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth.
Such a beautiful world.
Why did he bother telling us the code?
In everlasting glory.
I mean, you know, if he wasn't such a cocky bastard, then, yeah, he shouldn't. But, I mean, I guess he doesn't understand what we're capable of. So he thinks,
Yeah.
like, there's no reason why shouldn't I tell them? You know, they're gonna die anyways. Like, they don't have the other three passwords. They don't have the input device. What can they possibly do about it? I mean, heck, we don't even know where the number 0 or 1 bombs are yet. Those were the last words Dio spoke. He died with a strange, happy smile. Damn.
He only gave us the password for one of the bombs. This is bad. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
How much time have we got?
25 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yes. When he told us the time, I checked my bracelet. It said exactly 30 minutes.
You mean the bombs are gonna go off the same time the next set of doors opens?
Yes. The time on your bracelet is the time we have left.
Oh, so 25 minutes.
This isn't good. I was hoping that we might be able to escape through the white doors, but
It takes 5 minutes, so...
yes, I know. There's no way we can get through them before the explosion happens.
Well, there's no point just standing around. We should start looking. We need the password input device.
And the remaining 2 bombs, right?
Right.
We also need passwords for all the bombs other than number 3.
Exactly.
Maybe Dio has a note or something?
Hold on. Let me check.
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves, then sat back on her heels, frustrated.
Damn, he's clean.
At least Clover got to kill him, even if it was indirect.
She looked pale.
Then we'll just have to hope we find it somewhere. Tenmyoji, can you go tell Luna what's happened?
Right. I'm on it.
Good. The rest of you, let's move out. We can do this. Let's go.
Narrator's voice. They could not. We took off at a run, heading to different parts of the building. But all of our searching turned up nothing. And as we searched, the clock kept ticking. And at last, the chromatic doors opened.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Our time had run out. We watched the white doors open. Were they doors to heaven or to hell? Duel 1, let's rock.
Duel 1 must rock.
The thought had barely had time to flutter through my mind before everything went white. We didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? Then, a blistering wave of heat, like the surface of the sun itself, wiped out any lingering thoughts. I think the gnome I might have had something to do with it. My consciousness slipped away into the bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven nor hell, only the void.
Did somebody say the door to darkness?
Yes, Mickey.
No? Oh, good, good.
They'll pay for this!
They'll pay for this!
Somebody set up us the bomb!
Oh, so this ending always ends in the same way?
Yeah.
They can't find the input device?
Yep. This one doesn't even have any, of the other locks on it. for like the bombs or the password. Well, I guess it's just the bomb passwords. But
so if you,
yeah, you never find the input device in this one, so you can't enter the passwords and and
you can't bring that information back.
What information?
Where the input device is.
Oh. Yeah. So, one thing that they never really explain, and they sort of just, I don't say hand wave it, but like the amount of information that they can recall and when they can recall it kind of does whatever the plot needs it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there are things that you know as the player because you can remember everything, but
and people suspect that you're
they can't always remember everything, and when they remember stuff is largely based on like stimuli, so they have to sort of be reminded of things to recall the information. At the very least, they're usually pretty consistent about that. In terms of like, Sigma didn't remember the code until she was, Alice mentioned it, for example. And then, of course, that brought like the rest of it back. So like, he had those memories, but he couldn't tap into them until he had a good reason to. But yay, we don't have to like feign ignorance about who planted the bombs. I mean, like at this point, it's kind of obvious. If you haven't figured it out already, like who's doing like pretty much everything else to mess with the game? It's Dio.
I thought it was Sigma, to be honest with you. It was impossible, Obviously, we were in every place where the bomb was set. I mean, after the bomb was set, but I mean, obviously, we forgot about it. Multiple personality disorder and all that.
No, that would be a twist. Look, we already have one character with amnesia in this game. We don't need two.
Yeah, I actually remember the last time I saw something with multiple personality disorder, and
so yep, that's Alice's ending. We need to stop stream here. I was like, okay, I don't want to end this on a cliffhanger, like we're already here at the ending, and then it went on for like another 40 minutes. So it went a little bit long. I need to go to sleep here shortly, so
same.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with this on Tuesday. Oh yeah, I should mention this because it's a thing that's gonna happen. My birthday's this weekend, so I'll be doing a stream on Sunday. It's not gonna be this, of course. It's just gonna be, some fun things that I enjoy. So that'll be happening Sunday afternoon. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.
Arf.